Have you ever considered that there are beings in the Bible so enigmatic that few dare speak about them? While many people are familiar with passages about angels and demons, there are even more mysterious characters and visions, and believe it, they can completely change how you view the spiritual world. Some scholars see these 24 elders as a network of celestial power, while others believe that Ezekiel's wheels are supernatural vehicles. It may sound crazy, right? But the truth is that the Bible contains details so extraordinary that they go beyond what we imagine as religion. What if I told you that this revelation not only fascinates, but also brings rewards for your faith today? Most people focus only on the predictable. They want to hear about salvation, morality, and well-known miracles. But these mysterious beings, the 24 elders who bow before the Creator and the wheels full of eyes in Ezekiel's vision, reveal an active heavenly realm filled with authority, movement, and worship. Are you ready to question what you thought you knew? What if you discover that there is a spiritual dynamic far beyond what you imagined, bringing hope to your daily life? Stay with me until the end, because what we address here may broaden your understanding enough to inspire practical actions. From more intense prayers to a new approach to personal challenges, amid so much mystery, there is a clear message about how God rules and how you fit into it all. So get ready. We are going to unveil aspects that are rarely discussed, but that can radically transform your view of life. It envisions an indescribable light filling the entire environment, with a central throne radiating a glory that words cannot describe. Then it envisions 24 additional thrones surrounding that central throne, smaller yet full of majesty, occupied by beings dressed in white. What is most impressive is the way these figures prostrate in worship, casting their crowns before the Lord. One might ask why they do this and what the significance of such reverent gestures is. Here, one already senses that there is a vast mystery to be unveiled. It becomes clear that this image described in the Book of Revelation tends to fascinate readers, as it portrays a dynamic celestial scene. These figures are not static, but rise, bow, and offer praises. It reminds us that each gesture symbolizes honor and the recognition of divine sovereignty. And as if that weren't enough, these 24 figures repeatedly echo eternal praises. You are worthy, O Lord. It is a scene of profound respect, which simultaneously sparks curiosity. It reflects that while some may find this description strange or distant, there is a purpose behind every element. It is likened to how artists use details to convey emotion in their works. If God inspired John to write in this manner, it is because he wishes to teach something about perfect worship and divine governance. But to truly understand who these elders are, one must delve into the clues that the Bible provides. And that leads to another fundamental question regarding the identity of these figures. Notice that the biblical text never explicitly states, "These are angels," nor "These are redeemed believers." Yet it provides hints that can lead to a coherent interpretation. It explains that in the original language, the word used for elders does not typically describe angelic beings, which already suggests that these figures are distinct. Furthermore, they are portrayed as enthroned and wearing crowns, something the Bible generally associates with rewards given to faithful men. This distinguishes them from any reference to angels, who do not receive such crowns. It is also noted that white garments, for example, symbolize the purity that comes from the forgiveness offered by Christ, a common image in the context of redeemed saints. It is also reported that some interpret the presence of these 24 thrones as representing specific groups of God's people. Some suggest they could be the 12 tribes of Israel, plus the 12 apostles of the Lamb, uniting the old and the new covenants. This theory reinforces the idea that they are glorified human beings, not celestial creatures like cherubim or seraphim. It concludes that the key lesson is to understand that these elders can symbolize both the Old and the New Covenant, revealing how much God values the perseverance of His own. It emphasizes that this vision encourages everyone to remain steadfast in faith, reminding us of the promise to reign with Christ. However, whether these elders specifically represent Israelites and apostles or the entirety of believers, it's undeniable that God honors those who have been redeemed and have persevered. And that raises another question. If they occupy a place of honor in heaven, how does this scenario relate to other beings described in biblical visions? It recalls the prophet Ezekiel, who lived during a difficult time when the people were exiled and yearning for hope. He received a vision that defied any human description. 4 living creatures with a majestic appearance, each accompanied by wheels full of eyes. These wheels moved in every direction, without needing to turn, a concept that seems unbelievable to the common mind. The impression is that Ezekiel struggled to put into words an experience beyond the ordinary. It compares this account to someone trying to explain a complex dream, full of details that make no sense in the physical world. It argues that the purpose of this passage is not to convince us to believe in spiritual machines, but to show how limitless God's reign is. In Ezekiel's words, what is seen are wheels within wheels and eyes on all sides, suggesting that the Creator sees all and is present everywhere. It is as if the divine spirit revealed to Ezekiel that there are no boundaries to the Lord's actions. It emphasizes that this vision continues to spark debates even today, as many wonder what these wheels might be or why God would reveal Himself in such a peculiar way. It insists that the main point is divine sovereignty. The wheels indicate that God is not confined to one place, acting with absolute freedom and full knowledge. With every movement of the wheels, Ezekiel perceives that the Spirit is propelling them, making it clear that a heavenly government is in action. And so arises the question, if God moves like this, omnipresent and all-knowing, how does this image reinforce our understanding of His domain and heavenly praise? It is noted that the wheels, full of eyes and capable of moving in every direction, point to a God who is not limited to a single spot in the cosmos. It stresses that if each wheel represents the Creator's omnipresence and omniscience, nothing escapes His gaze. It is like watching a security camera that continuously rotates. It implies that everything is being observed. In Ezekiel's case, the divine camera does not need to turn or spin. It already sees everything all the time. It notes that this freedom of movement reveals that God rules without restrictions, reassuring those who believe in Him. It draws a parallel. Just like a satellite that captures signals from every corner of the planet, the Lord makes Himself present wherever He wishes, whenever He wishes. There is no situation or place that is beyond His reach. This understanding inspires reverence and trust, because if He moves with such authority, then no darkness can withstand His light. It views the wheels as a visual confirmation that God's throne is not static, but full of action and glory. It recalls that in the scene with the 24 elders, there is constant worship, while in Ezekiel's vision, divine sovereignty is revealed in a dynamic, all-knowing rule. And that makes one reflect, if God moves freely throughout all creation, have we truly recognized His presence in every aspect of our lives? This thought connects with what follows, how to apply these insights to strengthen our daily faith. It explains that the image of the 24 elders, on one hand, demonstrates how God calls faithful people to share in His glory and rule, while Ezekiel's wheels, on the other, highlight divine sovereignty in motion. It suggests that both visions teach something vital. Heaven is not static or monotonous, but full of worship, dynamism, and the manifestation of the divine presence. If the elders represent the honor given to those who persevered in faith, The wheels symbolize the power that permeates every place, without restriction. It argues that this changes how we view our worship and our daily practice of faith. It is not just about passively awaiting eternity, but about living with the awareness that God is both worthy of praise and fully active in history. It suggests that when people gather to pray, they can recall these mysterious beings, as such a reminder reinforces the certainty that true worship involves bowing before a God who acts in every detail of life. Thus, prayer ceases to be merely a ritual and becomes participation in a kingdom that never stops. It concludes that the visions of John and Ezekiel are not intended solely to impress the reader, but to invite every believer to meditate on God's character and the heart posture He desires in us. It envisions heaven as a place of incessant worship and a God who reigns with absolute freedom, with nothing escaping His sight. This leads us to ask, are we ready to welcome this dynamic and majestic God into our daily lives? And that question opens up space for an even deeper practical application, which each person can discover by sincerely turning to the Creator. Have you ever thought that there are beings in the Bible so enigmatic that few dare speak about them? While many people know passages about angels and demons, there are characters and visions even more mysterious, and believe it, they can completely change how you perceive the spiritual world. Some scholars view these 24 elders as a celestial power network. Others think that Ezekiel's wheels are supernatural vehicles. It sounds crazy, right? But the truth is that the Bible presents details so extraordinary that they exceed what we imagine as religion. And what if I told you that this revelation not only fascinates, but also brings rewards for your faith today? Most people focus only on what is predictable. They want to hear about salvation, morality, and well-known miracles. Yet these mysterious beings, the 24 elders who bow before the Creator and the wheels full of eyes in Ezekiel's vision, reveal an active heavenly realm filled with authority, movement, and worship. Are you ready to question what you thought you knew? What if you discover a spiritual dynamic far beyond what you imagined, bringing hope to your everyday life? Stay until the end, because what we address here may expand your understanding enough to motivate practical actions. From more intense prayers to a new approach to personal challenges, amid so much mystery, there is a clear message about how God rules and how you fit into it all. So get ready, we are going to uncover aspects rarely discussed, but that can radically transform your view of life. Now that you've seen how the 24 elders and the wheels in Ezekiel's vision go, far beyond mere curious images, the question remains, what will you do with this knowledge? If God reveals His sovereignty in such unusual ways, it is because He expects a response from us. Perhaps it is time to strengthen your prayer life, remembering that there is a whole realm in motion, ready to respond to the faith of those who approach Him sincerely. After all, isn't it amazing to know there is a constant worship before the throne, while divine power operates without limits throughout creation? And have you ever considered how these visions can impact your daily routine? Imagine facing a family or work challenge with the awareness that God is not idle, but manifests as the one who moves the wheels and receives the worship of the elders. If these enigmatic figures teach us anything, it is that our Creator acts in dimensions beyond our expectations, which encourages us to trust Him in every challenge. So, take a step further and put this into practice. Now tell me, in which area of your life do you most need this awareness of the God who sees all and rules over all? Leave your comment. And of course, if this video opened your mind to something new, like, share, and subscribe to the channel to continue learning about topics that can deeply move your faith. See you in the next video.